All right, good morning, everybody. Today, so what we're going to be doing is covering Arroyo Grande, California. Arroyo Grande is on the central coast here in San Luis Obispo County. It's one of the 5 cities on the Pismo Beach area that's referred to. So Arroyo Grande has had some good activity, and surprisingly, it's still a seller's market. So let's go ahead and start sharing some of this info, get right into it. Got some good information for you guys today. So what we're still seeing bottom line in Arroyo Grande, if you want to cut right to it, is it's still a seller's market there. So you can see here, we've had an average price of $805,000. This is based on the November closing numbers. We'll get into the December numbers in just a minute. But in November, we had an increase still over 13% over this time last year, over November 2021. And as you know, if you watched a few of my other videos, these are still numbers that are riding high based on the first half of the year. So what is November looking like? So in November, we had a 3-bedroom average home would have cost you $810,000. That is actually still up 12.5% from this time last year, November 2021. So that same 3-bedroom average price would have been $720,000, so $90,000 less even a year ago. So it's still showing that it's brisk in Arroyo Grande. So we call it a seller's market because in November, there were 31 homes for sale, and of those, 9 of them sold. That gave us 3 months of inventory. Again, you divide the 9 into the 31, and that pretty much gives you about 3 months worth of inventory if you were to try to sell it all. So anything less than about 5 months of inventory is pretty much still a seller's market. Once you get to about 5 or 6 months, it's kind of a level market, if you will. But then anything past 6 months of inventory, once you get 6, 7 or more months, then it becomes a buyer's market. And we are seeing that currently. So, they're in some areas of the Central Coast. So there's areas where you are seeing the inventory stacking up. And then there's areas where there's still not enough inventory. And Arroyo Grande is still one of those areas. So here's why. You can see the numbers. This was November. And again, we're going to get into the numbers for December as well, how we're doing in the first couple weeks of December. So we had the average days on market for those homes that have sold has been 34 days versus the previous month, it was about 21 days on market. And that's really what we're seeing across the Central Coast in all areas. We've seen an increase in days on market. It's just taking a little longer to sell your home. But if you price it right, you can still see that of those homes that sold, now we're talking about a small window of home or a small segment of homes here that we're talking about. There were only 9, but of those 9, 6 of them sold under 30 days. That tells a pretty good story there. So if you price it right, it's going to move. 3 of them took between 30 to 90 days, and we had 0 closings that have been on the market over 90 days. That kind of also tells a story. If you're staling out over 30 or 90 days, it may be time for a price reduction. But we're seeing some of those homes come off the market, which is why you're not seeing any of them sell sometimes that are over 90 days in these markets. They're either still holding out or just not getting any traction. So how are we looking in Arroyo Grande just in the last week? So today is Monday the 18th, I believe, or 19th, excuse me, Monday the 19th. So over the last week, so essentially the second week of December 2022, we had 4 new listings in Arroyo Grande, and 3 listings that were on the market reduced their price. 1 went into contract, only 1, and 5 of them actually closed. So you may hear on the news, oh, the markets are crashing, there's no activity. That's not the truth. You can see here we had 5 homes sold, even in Arroyo Grande with those higher price points and it being a seller's market. So still seeing brisk activity. And then when you see current information like what you see here, if we take a snapshot of what's going on in Arroyo Grande in general, we have 25, if you wanted to go look at a house today, for example, there's 25 listings currently available. But check this out, 25 of them, but they've been on average days on market is 76 overall. So we're seeing, as a result, you're now seeing those people that are over 30 days on the market, they're starting to reduce price. So we're seeing about 48% reduction in prices. So the 25 that are active, if you go look at the numbers as I ran them, 12 of them had already reduced their prices. So that's a 48% price decrease that we saw just at AG alone. And now we're just going to get into the final part of this. Let's just take a look at the last 30 days. So we looked at the last month, we looked at what's going on right now. Let's take a look at the last 30 days. And if you notice here, the last 30 days average closings was $1.1 million. So that's higher than the November average. So that means we've had some pretty higher closings, much like Monterey County or Santa Cruz County. They're very varied. So you'll see these numbers fluctuate a little bit sometimes because of that. But take a look at the numbers that did sell. We had 20 homes that sold in the last 30 days. So in the last 4 weeks, there's been 20 homes that have sold in Arroyo Grande, and the average days on market was 37. So 37 average days on market, pretty much in line with what happened in November. So we're still seeing that activity. But again, look at the trend here, 30 days or less, 12 of them. 12 of those 20 homes that sold within 30 days. So that means if you're pricing it right, it's going to go rather quickly in a seller's market. So we're still in a seller's market. You may not get the number you got last year at this time. However, if you price it right, it will go. And of those 26 of them took 30 to 90 days to sell. We saw that. You can see that number there. And then only 2 of them were over 90 days. So you can see kind of the activity there of the 20. So the majority are selling under 30 days. That's why we have our average days on market still pretty good at about 37 days on market. Quite a difference from what it was earlier in the year or even last year when it was, maybe a week or 2 on the market and things were averaging out as sold. So there you go. There's a nice little recap for you all of the Arroyo Grande market and how it's looking. If you have any questions, please be sure to, if you're catching this on Instagram Live, hi everybody, thanks for joining. Hey Hector, Manuel, got a couple of early birds there. But if you're catching it on Instagram Live, you can also go to the YouTube video. That'll have the actual details of the numbers that I went over. Those will be on the screen. So, but those of you that are watching this on a replay on YouTube, thanks for joining us. Again, that's the platform I'm using, but this will be broadcast to Instagram through, I believe we're going to put the copy on Twitter as well. It's going live on Twitter and on Facebook. So we're trying to hit all the different social media platforms to get this out there for everybody. So hopefully you're all enjoying that. Hey Joe, thanks for joining us. And anybody else, if you have any questions, be sure to DM me. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel on YouTube. That way we can put out more of this content and get it out there to more people who might be able to appreciate the information. So thanks again, everybody. Hope you have a great day. Take care.